There is about to be a court case. You know, so everybody trying to sue everybody now for this country. So far, you have a lawyer. You can write petition. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, the senator representing Kogi Central, where he and Godswill Akpabio get a fight. She's suing Godswill Akpabio to court for defamation of character. Waiting happen. After that quarrel we happened that day now, everybody they judge. Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, Berekete family call her, she judge her part. Meanwhile, Senate there who invite ordinary president from Berekete family, may come Senate. She judge her part. Godswill Akpabio refused to judge personally. So his legislative aide, his senior legislative aide, in case you don't know what that means, now PA, went on Facebook. His name is Mr. Patrick Umfong. Went on Facebook and started judging. And in the judging, he said some things. One of the things he said in that things when he write for Facebook is why Natasha is suing them now. He said, it is bottled anger by the Kogi lawmaker who knows nothing about legislative rules. She thinks being a lawmaker is all about pancaking her face and wearing transparent outfits to the chambers. So in pidgin English, what he talk we say, Natasha Akpoti don't know anything about what they happen for legislator and for the Senate. She is saying to rub pancake for face, then wear transparent cloth come Senate House. That is the word that has offended Natasha. And Natasha and her lawyer said that that was the defamation of character. So they are telling the court to ask Godswill Akpabio to pay 100 billion naira to Natasha Akpoti. Then 300 million when she go take pay her lawyers, that's called legal fees. They sue Senate President, the Office of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, then the senior legislative aide to the Senate President Umfong Patrick. Meanwhile, Nigerian Senate are fighting back. The full Senate is standing behind Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. They have set up a committee to look into what she did that day and come up with possible punishments for her. Now the question is, what did she do that day? Why are they angry? Why are they complaining? Now the Senate explained their part of the issue. Let's go and listen to them. Watch this.
You have a vote of confidence as a Senate, because this is not about you.
Now the president
this is about us as an institution.
The Senate president
this is about our rules and procedure, our practices and convention, and parliamentary tradition that we are sustaining in this place.
Okay.
So,
you just said something now. Please,
yes.
Just a minute. Those in support of the statement of the leader that the Senate president has the support and the love of the entire 10 Senate say aye. Aye. And those against say nay.
I know
the ayes have it. So the Senate leader, whatever you say is from the pulpit.
Well, thank you.
Continue.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, the reason I'm standing up to speak at this time, early enough, is that there is no one of our colleagues here who does not have an opinion on this issue.
Okay.
Whether they even speak out or not,
everybody has
an opinion. But we are all united on one thing. Our rules must be respected.
Okay.
But that is what binds us together. People who serve for 8 years as governor, chief executive in states, people who serve as honorable ministers of this federal republic, and they will still go to the nooks and crannies of their villages and constituencies to go and contest election to come to this hallowed chamber. It is because there is something about the Senate. And under our watch, we are not going to allow this institution to be discredited. We are not going to leave behind for those coming after us an institution that is any weaker than what we inherited. So when it comes to protecting the integrity and credibility of this institution, no one takes it for granted. Let me also make it clear to members of public that the whole Simi Ulabalu about one of our colleagues, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, being asked to move to another seat is nothing that has to do with gender, is nothing that has to do with hatred, is nothing that has to do with any form of malice. For the record, let me say again, distinguished Senator Adamu Alero, who had been governor for 8 years, who had been honorable minister, and who is one of the most ranking senators in this Senate today, was asked to move his seat. And he didn't make any issue out of it. We had a reason to change the seat of His Excellency Distinguished Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwa. He didn't make any issue out of it. Senator Jarigbe, we had a reason to move his seat. He didn't make an issue. Senator Wadada, we moved his seat. He didn't make an issue out of it. That's on the minority side. On the majority side, we had reasons to move the seat, change the seats of the likes of Senator Wamako, obviously one of the most ranking senators here, two-time governor before. He didn't make any issue. Senator
it's a normal practice to change people's seats.
Senator, that's the chairman of appropriation. Senator Adetokunbo Abiru, we changed this, and several other people here. And the part of the reason that necessitated our recent decision to change seats was because at least 3 people, 3 distinguished colleagues, had moved from the minority aisle to the majority aisle. First was distinguished Senator Ifeanyi Uba of blessed memory. And then Senator Ezenwa Francis Oyewuchi moved. And then lately, distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko husband. All of this necessitated a change in our sitting arrangement because we needed to readjust. Of course, I understood why distinguished Senator Adaramodu would be concerned. He's our image maker, he's our spokesperson. And most of all listened to the interview that distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan granted unbarricaded. She exercised her right to speak. But the question was about the contents of what she said, whether it was the truth or not.
Why will you say that? Whether it was the truth or not?
We have a committee that is in charge of how much of a strength of character we display as elected members of this Senate. How much of respect to the rules of this Senate that we display. That is the Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition. That committee has a responsibility not only to investigate whatever alleged, refusal to obey our rules or display of lack of strength of character, but the committee also has a responsibility to ensure that the privileges of the affected senator are also protected. And it is important that rather than us sitting here to debate this issue, that we just allow this matter, most respectfully, to be referred to our Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petition, so that the committee can deal with this issue and probably in a week or two come back to us. And that will form the basis of our further debate and action on this matter. What Senator Adaramodu presented was a general report, and it had to come under Order 1B because it was not on the other paper for today. And he did it well, but it was not.
Let's proceed. On this matter, let's be fair and sincere. Frank and sincere. Forget whether one person a woman or whether one person a man. If you enter the Senate, they elect you today, you sit down back. As you progress in order of hierarchy, you go to confront. There's an area that is meant for ruling party. There's an area that is meant from minority party. So for the Nigerian Senate today, APC members get ready to sit down. PDP, Labour Party, white people, all of the day one side. Now, when you cross carpet, you change party, they will move you from the minority side to the majority side. Then when they move you some seats or where you sit down before go call the vacant, so they'll call reshuffle everybody. That is why you see the senator give an example of people that have been reshuffled, both on the majority side and the minority side. And they really don't have quarrel with these issues. No, yeah, they've had quarrel 1 or 2 times. Even Godswill Akpabio get problem with Saraki that when they move his seat. Right? Now they have changed Senator Natasha's seat. And she doesn't like where they want her to sit. She wants to remain where she's sitting. That is not her. She does not have the power to say I must sit here. Because the Senate has a clerk and a chief whip. So even if you want to not present your case, you present your case. But she was quite very harsh about it. Now on the side of Godswill Akpabio, when him himself pulled out stunt against Saraki, nobody called security, made they call carry and go outside. But when he reached Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, security move out, who suspend her? That was so much display of power. So the both of them are wrong. But you see the Senate now backing their president. Why? Now president now go Shuzu be head of committee on finance. Now he go give you positions where you go hold for Senate. So everybody wants to be in his good books because he's the Senate president. Guy is not taking the will not punish Natasha for this. Well, they have been punishing her since and the woman said she no send. Yeah, she was quiet. She behaved like a woman over the matter. But the way the Senate, they carry this matter so. Now personal beef. Now they want to achieve. Now you want to suspend that. The court have said you cannot suspend the senator. Because the senator was voted by a constituency to go and represent them. If you suspend the senator, it means you are suspending a full constituency. Because who will be representing them when she's suspended? So anyhow they want to have, they cannot suspend her. Highest they'll say they're not giving her any major position, but she hold, and she never hold any major position before. I'm not sure she does. Now PDP senators are in that house. They're supposed to fight for their colleague, but did you hear any of them speak? Fear politics. Anyway, 2 weeks not far. We'll wait. We'll see how they will come out. But Nigerians are going to stand behind that woman. Because we want to oppress her. Look at the president of Berekete, honorary president. When stand behind the woman before. I don't know the small threat they threaten and I don't change the matter. He said Natasha has to apologize. Apologize for what? For insisting that she has to sit on the seat? She was well within her right to insist on that. Yeah, she not doing well the way she carried the quarrel for her. That don't be matter, it's a whole quarrel for. But you cannot force her to apologize on that matter. They don't threaten us, man. I don't invite her causing it now. I don't change it, man. You see this country, the oppression will be too much. But it is well. Let's see what will happen in the next 2 weeks.